It's at John Hopkins' website. He's got all those numbers on it now. Ticking off as the people kick the bucket or recover. Yeah. They recover pretty quick. I mean, this hasn't been going on that long. There's a lot of recovery in the mix there. So, I guess it doesn't take that long to recover from all this mayhem.
Mayhem.
Well, Mousetrap, Kevin, sounds good. I'm on the FT 101 this morning. And that was on last night. Hey, I want to ask you a question. I mean, I'm not being critical or anything, but a bunch of us were on 85 last night, and you can go like 80. How does that work? I mean, we had a lot of trouble up there on 85, and it was a lot of, it was hard to copy. I think 5KC is a little close, so I don't know, maybe we were so weak that you guys couldn't hear us or something, but we had a heck of a time there for a while. I don't know, I know a few years back, people think that, with stock radios, old-time transmitters, you may be able to get away with that back in the day, but broadcast transmitters and stuff like that, I mean, it's a little close, so I don't know what was going on with it. Maybe you guys didn't hear us, so that could be. We're kind of weak here. Over here in the Garden State of New Jersey. Well, we have a local IGA in a little town near Elmer. I was in there yesterday. They had everything in there like it was just a normal day. But probably the big supermarkets were crazy because I was in there. But the little one in town, I guess most people aren't going there. They're going to the big places. But the big places were out of stuff, So we'll see. I'm going to take it day by day. Every day is something else. Yeah, 5 o'clock thing. I think they're going to, I don't know if they're going to stop going. Maybe just to the trouble areas, maybe, if they do that. But not every state has got everything. So that they can't stop people from going from state to state in all 50 states. That's never going to happen. Because not every state has got every single product that they need. So I think certain regions may be cut back, but I don't think it's going to be a whole state issue. Over to you, Perry. W3MMR. W2SDR.
W2SDR and group W3MMR. Yeah, real good. I didn't know about that either. I didn't know. Well, I don't know if you were probably listening, Craig, that I haven't been turning on the news, man. I've been kind of leaving it off, and it's just I get kind of gets depressing after a while, because here where I live, and they're always reporting on murders in Philadelphia. There seems to be 2 or 3 a night that they report on in Philly. So I'm sick of hearing that. I'm sick of hearing, just bad stuff. I don't know. I'm kind of like to say I'm a positive person, and try to keep positive, because I didn't used to be that way. I used to be a very negative person. Used to be very angry, and full of hate and discontent for a lot of things, and it ended up being a lot of hate and discontent for myself. Not to get too deep, you know what I mean? But it was a personal problem, and after fixing it, I try to hang around positive things to keep me positive. So I try to stay away from it, because it's easy for those things, for me personally, for things like that to affect the way I feel and my positivity. How many times did I say positive there in that 1 minute? So I didn't hear about that. And Kevin, yeah, you mentioned about Facebook and social media, and there's so much fake news. To quote the president, there's so much fake stuff and on the internet and satire that people are sharing and taking as truth, as reality, and I see it, and I know you guys see it too. It's just mind-boggling that people will read a headline and they'll share it, and they won't even go and read the article, and it'll blatantly be satire, and you blatantly know that it's not true, but they share it because they read the headline, and then somebody else shares that headline, and somebody else shares that headline, and then people start taking it as truth, and they didn't even read it. That happens a lot. I've noticed on social media and Facebook and Twitter and things like that. So it's just, I guess that's the society we live in nowadays. You just got to be, got to be mindful of it. And some people just are going to believe what they're going to believe, I guess. So hopefully things are going to get worse before they get better. And Pop, like you were saying, hopefully nobody's really downplaying this, and we're hearing what it really is, but only time will tell. And Craig, you had said that quote from the Bible there. That I remember that quote or part of it from the movie Tombstone. I don't know if you remember that. He said that in the movie. Johnny Ringo said it in Tombstone. There, one of my favorite movies. Back down to you, Kev. KK4GZQ in the group. W3MMR.
There's a blue moon out today. I might have heard a breaking storm. I'm not sure. A little off frequency here on the HQ180, but maybe a breaking station, Craig. Anyway, W3MMR, the group, KK4G42, and that's a lot of control. I think we're really seeing exactly the power that the media has and how it shapes and forms us, our opinions and ideas, of course. Anyway, but enough on that from me. You remember the old James Bond movie? I can't remember which one it was. About the evil villain who was trying to take over the world and by using the power of the media. Pretty good movie, I remember. I can't remember the name though. Over to you, Craig. TV3RHR in the group. KK4GZQ.
Yeah, I think it's a test. I don't know, maybe. Imagine if it was a real crisis. I mean, a real crisis. I don't know, on the brink of destruction, I have no idea, but man, we'd be up a creek without a paddle if it was something real. I mean, serious, heavy duty. Yeah, there's more recovered cases than most everybody's recovering, other than people with issues, and that's the truth with regular flu. So I don't understand. But yeah, if it was a real emergency, it'd get ugly. I've never seen stores like that ever. I don't know how they're going to get replaced or restocked. How are you going to stock, the entire country in a couple days? I don't know. It's not going to happen, I don't think. So it's a good test, that's for sure. I'll let you know next time that if it is really serious, man, you better already have your stuff. It's too late. I mean, they fight over Christmas presents. What are they going to do whenever there's one steak left in the meat aisle? It'll be fists, man. So, I don't know. Whatever. It is what it is, but we'll just follow along, see how it goes. Frank, I didn't even know you guys were on 85 until later. But that's the old 5KC thing, that goes by the wayside. There was guys, Jack and Kevin, Tim, and all those guys were on 880. about 4 o'clock, I jumped in there with them, and maybe it's propagation, I don't know. I don't think I'm wide. What am I, like 4 each side, something like that? So, I don't know, I'm running a 1940s Model SX28. I don't have any problem, but I don't know. But you're going to have that, man. I guess in a small world, as propagation changes, so it is what it is, man. I don't know what to tell you. I see somebody on 880 or 880 right now, so it's just tighten the screws down. That's all I do. I don't know if you're having trouble with me or all of them or what's going on. I just think it's propagation, really. I'm in a pretty good place as far as I can hear 9s and 4s and you name it. So makes it rough all the way around. I try to go somewhere else. I try to get away from everybody. I'm not too much into the CB stuff, CB talk. So if I hear that, I'm turning the dial. I don't approve a lot of the you know, Stanley, but I don't approve with a lot of the operating tactics of some of the operators here on AM. So it's amateur radio, it's professional, and it should be kept that way. Otherwise, it's we open the barn doors just like they did when they dropped the code. So I usually spin the dial somewhere else. So if I clipped you guys a little bit, I'll have to go to a ranger or something, I guess. Anyway, yeah, I drag my feet, see who's in there, and then get it over to Frank, W2STR, from KB3RHR, Pittsburgh.
K84UMU. There's Dan. Good morning, Dan. I'll get it right over to K84UMU. In the group, W2SDR. All right, everybody's beautiful signal here this morning, anywhere between 10 and 20 over. Very, very good signals. And, yeah, well, we'll see what happens with this thing. You know, it's funny whether you think the virus is going to be real serious or not. If you know, people are cleaning out the shelves and stores. You're going there just to get stuff because it's going to be gone. I mean, you don't want to run out because other people are hoarding this stuff. So that's the problem, is the hoarders. Because normally there wouldn't be a problem. I just was astounded when I went to the stores earlier. Was it yesterday or the day before? I get the days mixed up. I think it's Friday. It was Friday. And, I mean, I was a part of the madhouse. I just couldn't believe it. I felt like I was in a movie. You know, I got to the ShopRite, which is a grocery store chain, up this way about 7 o'clock, and it was crowded in the store, in the checkout lines, like it was the day before Thanksgiving. Except the difference was people didn't have turkeys in their cars. And cranberry sauce and everything. I mean, it was just bizarre. And then I went to BJ's, which is like a Costco's, that type of thing, and there was a crowd outside waiting for it to open. And they were making announcements on the speaker with restrictions like water. You can only buy so many things of water and toilet paper and paper towels. There were restrictions on a number of those things that you could buy. Because I guess people would get in there first and I want everything that's here, you know, or something. So that, it was just bizarre being a part of that. I mean, you see it on TV is one thing, but you're in it, and it's like, is this really happening here? Am I waiting in line? Am I the 50th person in line here at 9 o'clock on a Friday morning? I don't know. It's nuts. So, yeah, well, I don't have to volunteer anymore. Local hospital. hospital till further notice because I got notified that they suspended the volunteers because of this. So I still have to go to the animal shelter on Wednesday. I don't know what's going to happen with that. If it was up to me, if I didn't care so much about animals, I'd just stay home. But that's all volunteers there, so if nobody shows up, I mean, it's a catastrophe. So anyway, that's enough of that. Dan, how are you, man? I haven't heard you in a while. And sounding good when you're breaking in there. I'm on my FT101 here, AL82 amplifier. And trying to warm up the shack here. It's nice upstairs, but this shack downstairs, when the heat doesn't run a lot, it really gets cold down here. So, over to you, Dan. And then it goes to, who was I turning it to? I didn't even write it down. Now I gotta start writing stuff down. I think it goes to Perry. Go ahead, Dan. W2SDR.
All right. Yep. I got Perry on the sheet over here. And yeah, I'm operating on the flexible radio this morning. And I went in and did one of the software updates. And I noticed the previous update, you know how it's got the, you know, when you're out of band, it says it right underneath of your frequency display. And, well, it says out of band no matter where you're at on the band. So, it's showing something in there. So, I'm sure you'll go in and get that resolved. And actually what I did was at that point was went ahead back to my original old software, which was the 272 software, and played around with it for a little bit there last night. I was on this morning a little bit, but went ahead and came right back to the latest version of the KE9NS software for that. But, you know, hey, you get in there and mess around with the lines of code, and sometimes other lines of code have conflicts, or maybe something was set incorrectly in there, but I'm sure you'll go back through and walk self repair it. And, you know, it just amazes me the people that can go in and program like that, and I've seen a lot of people do that, you know, with Unix programs and all of that, and it's amazing to me that someone can do it. I mean, you know, the data rolling up the screen, or sitting on the keyboard going 90 miles an hour, you know, and just writing lines of code and fixing and changing. But I guess you have to have very intimate knowledge of the software to be able to do that, and they certainly did. Well, anyway, I'm sorry I was able to fix it. No problem at all. And, yeah, empty silence, you know, seems to be the thing everywhere you go. And I think Frank was absolutely correct. You know, have all that stuff beforehand, you know, let that be your norm. Yeah, unfortunately, that's what the wife and I do. And, you know, it's just because, well, hell, we hate to go to the store all the time. So, what we need something, we just go buy a group of them, bring it to the house, and we're good for a while, you know. And, if she needs something, or we're out of something that she wants to have another little supply of, I usually get a phone call and stop and pick it up before we get to the house, you know, so usually no issues there at all. And, no, I was not one of those people to run out and get toilet paper. Lord, we have plenty of it already. Well, yeah, I think that was the crux of the toilet paper fiasco was, I guess the vast majority of people didn't have a supply enough to last them a couple of nights. So we had to do Stricken, staying in the house for 2 weeks. I know that, well, I just don't know. So what the real thing behind it all is, other than just trying to stay healthy, I guess. So maybe down towards the end of the year, beginning of next year, they'll maybe have a vaccine for it, and everybody can go ahead and get inoculated and quell their fears. No more of this toilet paper freaking out and all that kind of stuff.
Toilet paper crisis.
But yeah, like we were saying, everybody's kind of getting in here and recover from it, and unless you get some type of underlying cause, no different than what the other flus. Let's see. Yeah, Greg, I did notice what you're actually talking about. Some of the CDs in town here. They asked them up in the Northeast, and I did the same thing. On the dial and left, and went down and checked out 160 a little bit, but I bet something awry with my 160 antenna. Yeah, I shouldn't have a 3SWR, and I do. Hey, of course the tuner will take that out, but something's going on there. And I think it is, I've moved some antennas in the backyard back here, and I do believe I have mutual coupling to a couple of antennas. Of course, 160 is a long antenna, so takes up a lot of real estate and goes past a lot of stuff. Anyway, with that, Perry, here she comes. Just finishing the first cup of coffee this morning. Man, it is good. W3MMR and the group from KD4, UMU.
Alright, KD4, UMU and the group. W3MMR. Well, good morning, Dan. Great copy. Real big signal here this morning. Sound fantastic. On the flexible radio, as you called it. Sounded real good, buddy. Yeah, it's been a while. Well, I think last time I talked to you, you were on the mobile and putting out a hell of a signal. And I don't know if you've seen it. I'm pretty sure I got you on a recording that morning. Touch up the frequency a little bit. You were, yeah, I'm pretty sure I got you on a recording that morning. So I don't know if you saw it already on the YouTube channel there, but if not, you are on there. So go ahead and give it a gander, because you were sounding really, really good that morning. It was definitely the strongest signal out of the mobile that I heard from you. So that I personally ever had the chance to hear you. So it was working good for you, Dan. So good morning. Real good with the excuse me, the Flex update, and I'm sure they'll get that all squared away. With these Anons, I'm on my DX100 this morning, but on the Anons, they have the Power SDR 3.4.9 software, which is they're done updating that, and that's pretty much maxed out. It is maxed out as far as updates and stuff, but then they have the new Power SDR Thetis, which seems to, at some points, will be updated every day, every 2 days. They'll come up with updates. They were there for a while, so they're always updating something, and it's some pretty difficult work, and especially with the Anons, it's all done by all the writing and the code is all done by fellow hams. Nobody behind a desk at Apache Labs is doing that stuff. It's all guys on their own time, dedicating their own time to the code writing process. Mistakes happen, and you just let them know about it, and they usually get it squared away pretty fast. Craig, you bring up a good point. Imagine a real crisis. Well, this is obviously a crisis and it's a real event, but something very, very serious, it would be pandemonium. It's already pandemonium now, over this sickness here, over this virus. You know, and in the grand scheme of things, to what what could happen, you know, in various different scenarios. You know, this little flu or this little virus is a drop in the bucket compared to what could happen in the world we live in nowadays. So it's kind of scary when you think about it. And you're right. You know, with being prepared, you should. You know, a lot of people laugh at these guys who are quote unquote doomsday preppers. Okay, but they're the smart ones. They're the guys that are getting, buying a little bit every week, stockpiling it up, and when something happens, they're ready to go. They got everything. They're not running out to the grocery store at the last minute and waiting in all those lines and avoiding people fist fighting over toilet paper. I saw videos of women fighting over toilet paper. And like you said, imagine the last steak. At the grocery store, the last bag of rice. It would be insane, and it would, the National Guard would be called out very quickly. I think. So it isn't kind of scary. It is scary when you think about it. So just hope, luckily we live in a country where we're fairly secure in our way of life. But anything can happen to anybody, anywhere. So we just gotta live our daily lives as we live it and do our part and hope and pray that doesn't happen. And stay positive. Just look at the glass half full, folks. Everybody's still coming in great. Everybody's good 25 over. I switched receivers because the guys on Slot Bucket up above us were giving me a little bit of an issue with the NC303, which I could narrow up, but on the narrow filter it's like super narrow. So the HQ140 is kind of a really good in-between filter and works out really good for adjacent signal rejection. Anyway, back up to you, Pop. Or no, you were turning it to me. Excuse me, it goes down to Kevin. KK4GZQ in the group, W3MMR.
Good morning, Hey, Jerry. K9GAS recognized with W3MMR in the group, KK4GZQ. Craig, I'll send it to you to get Jerry in here, and you can decide whether you want to pick him up first or what have you. Good signal in here this morning, Jerry. And Perry sounds great on the... Oh, and good morning to Dan, KD4UMU. And Dan, I didn't hear you say what you were running this morning, but good copy here. Sound great as always from UMU. And Perry sounds excellent on that DX100. That's a really good sounding transmitter. And of course, Frank's FT101E. And Frank, you've got a really good sounding one as well. This one that I've just got in here a couple of weeks ago seems to be a real good one, Frank. And I'm pretty sure it's got the AM filter in it, even though I've not been in it checked. But just from what I can tell from the receive. And at some point, I'd like to do some audio on this one. Dan, and Craig on the BMC rig, huge signal, beautiful audio on the rig there, of course, and always, Craig. And you do have a fantastic location where you're at up there. Always a big signal. Dan, I heard you talking about the antenna, and of course that got my attention. I'm over here working on some of this it's about like half-inch rubber line, but it's 75 ohm cable that I got from Don, and I'm going to switch out the little TV cable, as I'll call it, 75 ohm on my Delta loop, and put this big nice half-inch stuff in there. Boy, I told you it's unreal, but it ought to handle the power. Anyway, enough for me, and Jerry's there, Craig, so you decide whether you want to pick up the house man. KB3RHR, take it. Good morning, all the way around. KK4GZQ.
Yeah, go ahead, Jerry.
Okay, yeah, good morning, Craig. Paul? Getting my signal service, drinking my coffee. Oh, Kevin,
Street stamp. It's not flexible.
That's what I got out to mine, an inch and a quarter, and you need a pipe wrench to bend that stuff.
That's pretty nice.
Low house. I put up this is an antenna Liz ran, not hers, but got it from the same company called the Mystery Antenna. Greg, Robert, and Bob and I last night talked a little bit about the 20 meters. Hopefully that works out this year. I told them that you might do a little bit on the weekend to carry it into the West Coast. So they might jump in there, and they were all for it. So this is kind of a, it's like a modified G5 RV, but the bazooka design on the leg elements with the valve and the transformer by the base of it to load up that vertical for plumbing. So I'm going to say that just seasons change, and we'll see how it works out. I'm going to try to put that 80-meter loop back up in the trees. Of course, I should have done that this spring when the storms are going to come. Because it lays right on top of it. Yeah, I can get it that high when the winds are loose, but we'll see. It works well, but using it about the end of summer, it's so ripped up, it's not fine, but we'll see what happens. Gotta see how it does. Got parts and put that like couple tuner together for evening up. But anyway, that's about all here. And I wonder, Craig, did you hear some of the sound yesterday? But it's a half inch or an inch in a big plate. It's very much down, they've had it on one of them in 46 and the storms are into here and that concept is interesting. Yeah, anyway, it's ammonia near Whirlpool. We'll see what happens. Interesting to hear what that announcement will be. I know I mentioned the touch with the CDC and the Indiana State Board of Health and no complicated people here. It's pretty much limited, so everything right now. What a new thing. What's something else going to go over to you, Craig? Good to hear everyone this morning, and had a nice time last night with Clark County. Yes, I think Don made it best comment, K4QYB. He said, you don't play the same sandbox when the band is open it's like you can't help it. There's no. But I heard comments about adjacent signals because I was listening to Tim and those guys right before Chris and Clark jumped in there. Oh man. I don't know, they have no respect for the nets, and I wonder why they moved from 73 to 85 all of a sudden, except the comments I hear all the time about those nets shouldn't be on a calling frequency. So. And I've lost respect for Tim Tron. I have none for him or Steve QX, because man, these guys should know better. It's just the way it is. You got to get along, if not. They were no different than Channel 60 but it seems like that's the trend. Spark got rid of ICD out of the truck in the days because trying to find out directions you couldn't get through on the truck stops area because we had and they'd buried it on purpose. And when the cell phone came out, it was like maybe that sucker came down and hit the dirt. The only time I had CD was back in most of those years. People looking at the forest fire band, small groups in town, wonderful. Starter and all that crap, and poor thing, and so getting down. I thought, holy mackerel. I gotta get a smaller antenna. Over to you, Craig, KB3RHR. I am here antenna swim, but sometimes not when you hear everybody. K9GAS number.
MKG, good morning, K9GAS. And I group KB3RHR. Yeah, we got snow. That's what I said, it's like It's like Apocalypse Central here. We got 5 inches. When I looked out there when I woke up. Yeah, it's sticky. It's sticky snow. It's pretty. It looks pretty. It's all over the trees and everything. But and the satellite dish show, Michelle can't get her coronavirus update from the fake news outlets. So, oh well. Par for the course. You know, the kildares are back. You know, the little kildares that hide their eggs in the gravel, they're back. And now all of a sudden there's snow. I'm thinking, what? This place is crazy. It's getting crazy. But, I don't know. We'll deal with it. It'll be over. Probably, I don't know, today maybe. Who knows? But I couldn't believe it started yesterday at around noon. Just out of nowhere. So, spring to summer to fall to spring to summer to fall. There you go. Just do it all in about a week here in southwestern Pennsylvania, I guess. Dan, you sound good this morning. Good morning to you. Kevin, of course, always sound good. But, yeah, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but, yeah, it's something, you know. You got to do that. You got to prepare in this day and age for something that may come. And it may not, but it's not going to hurt. I don't think. So, it's just interesting to find out what's going on. There's an underlying issue I never, you know, I don't know if they wanted to see maybe what the world was going to react like, and then they're going to tell them, oh, by the way, this is here to stay, and there's no cure, and blah, blah, blah. But then that would be mass panic. So maybe you know, they'd have to do that. They can't tell the public everything. They'll tell you that. Even in the military, they tell you that. They're not going to tell you everything. Because they'll create mass panic, and, you know, people will be building arcs and everything else. So, I don't know. It's nuts. But it's kind of interesting to follow along. So, take notes in case something else happens. Let's see. What was I going to tell you? Oh, here's a question. This is a question. I guess Brian has that SLR F of mine, the one I can talk about endlessly that I couldn't seem to fix myself. Brian has it up and running. It's been running for a week now, and speak like selectivity. You know, this is a 1940s SX28. It is amazing. It's amazing, but that receiver doesn't have that. Could you put a mechanical? See, the IF is 580 something megahertz. So I think that leaves out like a mechanical filter. So what could you do there? It is broad. It's very broad. It's broad on even shortwave, you know, let alone, you know, here or anywhere else, with everything that goes on. But I wonder if you could put some kind of filter in it. I don't know. You guys have been around longer than me, so I trust your opinion on that. But it's up and running. That sounds great. Actually, it's probably going to go here in place of the 75A3 that I hardly ever run. So just want to know your thoughts on that. I mean, I could run all the SDRs. I've got the Flex and I got all kind of stuff, but I really would rather run these old rigs. In this situation, of course, Jerry's been here to see it. But, so that's my question out there. I'll throw it out there, and you guys come up with an answer for me, or a solution. But I can't wait to get that back. We're going to have to meet up with him and get that 100-pound beast back in here. So anyway, just loafing around. Obviously, we didn't go to Gettysburg. We canceled that trip. The B&B was nice enough to give us our money back, so we're going to have to do it again. That's a little sad, but I kind of feel better staying home anyway. Was really looking forward to that, and you get out there and the museums are closed and everything's closed, then another meantime at the B&B, and that'll be about what you get to do, so we'll save that trip for later, and then there's a ton of other trips like coming in May. Like I don't even know if we're going to do that. I don't know. Who knows? It's all up in the air right now, I guess. So over to you, Frank. W2SDR, KB3RHR group.
Yeah, he got out of there. Hold on a second here. Damn it. Get the alarm going off. I gotta reset the camera here. Hold on. Alright, there we go. He got out of there. He messaged me to let me know he was running down the band to get on sideband there. So he did say 7-3 to everyone, but he was a friend of his was trying to ask him a few questions and he had to roll. So he did say 7-3. Hope everybody has a great morning. Good morning, Jerry. K9JS, Big Signal out here this morning. As always, Jerry, you sound fantastic. I guess you're on the Anon this morning, I would imagine. I am on the DX100 this morning, which I'm sure you probably heard. It sounded like you were listening for a little while there, so good morning to you, Jerry. And what was I going to say? Yeah, this, you know, you guys gotta be prepared. Everybody's gotta be prepared and do their part. And I work, you know, on cars for a living, so I'm always getting in and out of people's cars. And people are disgusting. You know, not everybody's as clean as other folks. Okay, some people's cars really makes you think about. I wonder what these people's homes look like. So I wipe down every steering wheel with a disinfectant wipe before I get in it. On top of wearing a pair of latex gloves to get in the car, I wear latex gloves before I grab their keys. You know, but that's really all you can do. All I can do anyway. I guess I could put seat covers and all that stuff. But I mean, I guess if you're bound to catch it, you're bound to catch it. Yeah, you know. And I'll just make one comment on this, and I'm not going to belabor the point. I understand folks disagreeing and not liking, you know, the quote-unquote CB antics. Sometimes that happens on 85 in the mornings with some groups, and you guys know I'm friends with everybody, man. You know, I try to get along with everyone. And I get in there in the evenings with those guys, and you know, sometimes a lot of the times it does get out of hand. And I was talking to somebody the other night about it, and I won't mention who, and we were having a good discussion about it. And you know, it gets crazy. You know, with eight or 10 people in there, and everybody keying up at the same time, and you know, there's breakers trying to break in, and they can't get in because everybody's quick keying, and everybody's 40 over. You know, so if there's somebody down in there, if somebody's, you know, S9 or 10 over, you know, unless I'm in there, or a certain select other few people, you're not going to get in, unfortunately. But because I try to accommodate everybody, I try to listen to the weaker signals to let people in. But it does, like I said, it does kind of get out of hand in the evenings. And I also said I'm friends with everybody, so I try to, you know, I try not to get in the middle of things. You know, but I do get in there sometimes in the evenings, and a lot of guys don't like to break in stuff. In the evenings, I kind of, you know, enjoy more break-in because I get home from work, I'm tired, I don't want to get into a round table, but, you know, I'll sit there and listen, and I wouldn't mind just breaking in, you know, and interjecting and saying a few words and you know, and shutting back up, you know what I mean? But there's a certain extent to everything, and sometimes, you know, limit to everything, and a lot of times it goes over that limit there. So anyway, I just try to be friends with everybody. I like everybody. I hope everybody likes me. You know, I mean, sometimes I don't like myself, so I know some people don't like me sometimes, but hey, what can you do? You can't satisfy everybody. But anyway, this is a great hobby. I love it. I love talking to you guys in the mornings. I love talking to everybody. It really, this hobby's honestly turned my life around. Helped me turn my life around. I was in a bad spot about 5 years ago. So it's helped, man. And you guys are a big part of that. So with that serious crap out of the way, it's 41 degrees here, raining. No snow here, Craig. Just a light rain. I didn't even think it was supposed to rain today. I wonder if it's still snowing out your way. I don't remember. I can't remember if you said it was still snowing or it snowed overnight. And I guess it's a real heavy, wet, you know, just at freezing type of snow, I can imagine. There you said it's pretty sticky, so I can imagine that's what it is. And Jerry, I think you said you got a little bit of snow out your way as well. So anyway, we'll keep it moving. Back down to you, Kev. Mousetrap sounding fantastic this morning, as always, my friend. KK4GZQ in the group from W3MMR.
Kevin, let me go ahead and pick it up there. I'm supposed to have been after Frank. Let me see if I still got it.
Yeah, and Charlie's in there too, Dan. It's your turn. You pick it up and pick up Charlie if you would.
Sorry, Dan.
All right, we'll do it. We'll do it. Yeah, I went ahead and slid Perry in down there after Craig. And let's see, we'll throw Charlie in the mix. Let me get him logged in here. All right, very good. Perry, yes, I did listen to the mobile audio on your receiver there. So I'm glad that was working up there. But and of course, you know, the vast majority of that is just band conditions. And I do try to run an efficient, as efficient as you can get on 75 mobile, you know. About the best you can get is 3% efficient. So, you know, with 200 watts out from that mobile peak, it's out, the efficiency is about 6 watts. Is what's being radiated. So it's not high on efficiency mobile wise, but if you can get to that 3%, you know, which just takes a long radiator, high Q coil, and all of that, and have all your ducks in a row as far as grounding and low SWR and all that, you can achieve that 3%. Of course, as you go higher in frequency, the efficiency goes up, you know, so 75 is pretty much that's right on the edge of what that Tar Heel 200A is going to do. And, like I say, I've been a ham since 92, and I have not done HF Mobile other than the 10-meter band, but, you know, as far as going to, you know, getting the other bands in there over to 75, I have never done that. And it's actually quite fun, you know, because with the 10-meter mobile I had in before, you know, you had to have good band conditions, or at least some local guys that were on the 10-meter band when the band was out. But with the other bands loaded in there, you're guaranteed you're always going to hear somebody on the band somewhere. So that's what kind of makes it fun. And it's also extremely easy to tune and load that Tar Heel 200 underway. And you know, I just tune it to about where I know where the signals are, and just listen by ear, and you can see the noise floor come up, so you know you're close. And give it a little key down on AM, and give it just a quick bump of the button to finish off to drop the SWR down, and which is all displayed right on the front panel of the radio there, which I have mounted right up on the dashboard, so it's easy to see. So that's no problem at all. But anyway, it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun out doing mobile stuff. And when I take the wife to the store, she likes to go in and look at these different stores and walk around. And usually I'll stay in the car and let her do that. I'll drop her off at the door and go park out in the parking lot somewhere, and maybe work some contesters on 20 or 40. Or just get into a long rag chew, you know, because plenty of guys still like to do that as well. So it keeps me busy while the wife is inside the store. And like I say, I don't know why I hadn't done it up till now, but well, I guess the opportunity presented itself, and I just went in that direction. So it's all right fun there. And yeah, Kevin, this morning I'm on the Flex radio, Flex 330, and like I noticing a few things with the software that. And a couple little bugs in it, but I'm sure Darren will get that figured out. And okay, on using the 75 ohm, you know, normally 75 ohm coax deep current antenna is usually used as a matching network back to 50 ohm coax. You know, if you're running some odd type of antenna, and I really don't see what the issue would be if you've got some good hard line that you can run back to the house at 75. Throw it into a matching network there of sorts. Should work just fine. I don't see why it wouldn't. You know, a lot of guys used to run the old 300 ohm twin lead, TV twin lead stuff, so I don't see why that wouldn't work at all. But, you know, just give it a try. See what you think about it. You might like it. And Jerry's talking about his mystery antenna. You know, there's a couple of guys here that we talked to that they use that mystery antenna, and they seem to work fairly decent. I have not messed with one of them here, but you know me, I like to get out there and just drag out some wire and configure it and see what it'll do. The latest thing I've been trying to do here is to put up a full wave antenna, linear antenna, just a full wave piece of wire, and feed it in the middle. Now, of course, doing that, feed point impedance is up there around 4 to 5K, so that's hard for any kind of tuner to match that difference. It can be done, but the Johnson kilowatt matchbox will not tune a 4 or 5K antenna load. So now I'm kind of changing gears. I want to stay away from earn-uns and bow-bows and all that kind of hoopla in the antenna feed line. But the next thing I was going to try was, you know, what I was telling Kevin about matching networks, is to make me a matching network with twin lead on that balanced antenna and give that a whirl. See if the old matchbox will load that just to drop the feed point impedance. And because what I had found out that you know, people have written a lot of blogs about whether a full wave dipole, if you will, you know, just a half wave antenna fed in the center, has any better performance issues over just a standard half wave. And from what I have found out so far, yes, it does at my location. So, but that's why I want to go ahead and maybe kind of further play around with that antenna a little bit with a matching network. And let's see, well, you know, me and the wife, like I said, we went running around Friday, and we were also running around yesterday. We stopped at a local place down here to get some breakfast, and no matter where we went, it looked like there was about a third of the people on the road out there from what we normally see. So 2/3 of the people, looks like, are staying home, which was fantastic. I mean, all of the bumper-to-bumper traffic and all that stuff, it was pretty much zero. And man, I was hitting all the green lights all over the place. It was like, wow, maybe everybody should stay home on Saturday morning. You know, I get out just put the word, hey, Dan's coming down, so get off the road. And sure made driving around quite a bit easier yesterday. And let's see, I guess that's about all I have here. Craig, I have no input on the receiver there. I mean, my HQ150's got that, what do you call it, crystal selectivity. Which I usually hit either first or second on that, and then vary off center from that left to right. And usually it narrows up the receive on the HQ150 pretty good. And here's what I found out. My main difference that I really like the HQ150 for is those signals with the SDR, that you can see a carrier in there, and but you can't really hear what the guy's saying. I can hear them on that HQ150. So, you know, I mean, it just presents the audio. So, quite a bit different circuitry there, but as far as those weak signals, yeah, I'm going to hear you if I've got that 150 turned on. And, of course, no other adjacent adjacent signals. When we get guys up on 80 and guys up on 90, it just wrecks 3885. So that's usually when I step out. But and as far as what Perry was talking about, the other guys up there, it's all good. Really, I mean, if I don't want to join in on what's going on, I just don't join in. I just go do something else. So ham radio is a hobby to me. And it's not a way of life like a lot of guys kind of dive into it, I guess. So anyway, just try to keep that thought going there. Anyway, good morning, Mr. Charlie, and pick it up. K4FNY in the group, and when you're done, send it around to Mr. Kevin, KK4GZ10. Now it's KD4UMU.
Okay, then KD4UMU. This K4FNY. Let me touch in my swirl here. Yes. There it is. We got it. That runs 200 mils. Well, our trouble this morning so far, Dan, I've heard you and Perry and Shannon, I think BJ just broke in also. Hope everyone had a good Pi Day this weekend. And looks like we're going to haul our carcasses to the church because they open. They may have closed up. Anyway, I get that mousetrap Kevin, I hadn't heard you on in a while. Well, I hadn't been on it for a while. I've been hung up upstairs. I didn't want to risk coming down here to fight again. So, anyway, good morning, everyone. Phone here. Kevin, why don't you pick up BJ for us? KK4GZ2 in the group. K4FNY.
Okay, BJ, I got you. I'm going to send it your way, and you're going to send it to the gas man, K9GAS, and then up here south of Indianapolis. K4FNY in the group, KK4GZQ. Good morning, Charlie. Good morning to you, BJ. You're both extremely loud up here. We're very strong. This 73 to Frank. Dan, I enjoyed your comments about the HF Mobile and what your efficiency rating on that. What'd you say was about 3%? That's very interesting. And I'm over here unbraiding this 75 ohm, this big, I'm calling it hard line, but it's not quite hard line, but it is pretty thin. And I'm unbraiding, from the new electric here, and so I can make my antenna connection. And all I've got to do, Dan, is pull the other one down, let it down, and then just change my quarter wavelength piece of TV coax going to it. It's 34.5 feet long. And I'm just going to swap it out with this bigger stuff, and then I've got 50 ohm 213 coming back to the shack. Down here it's been giving me real good coverage on 40 meters, 20 meters, good. Still got some more testing to do with it, but I've had really good luck with it, just running rig power so far on 40. Anyway, I'm not going to keep it here long. Good morning all the way around, guys. Jerry, good to hear you joining in. Charlie, I've been wondering about you. Wondering how you're doing. And you're sounding good this morning, and glad to hear you on the 610. And I am on the mousetrap this morning, so I've been enjoying this rig, but my Flex is on its way back from Texas, and due here early this week, and I'll probably get it back on the air and maybe hook up the old AO 1200 here again and start using that steamer. So with that, BJ, down to you. Good morning all the way around, guys. I'm enjoying all of you. And you'll send it to the gas man, BJ. WB4YIB in the group. How you doing, BJ? KK4GZQ. All right. KK4GZQ. WB4YIB. Doing well, I guess. I'm not going to make any comments on that one because we had a bit of tussling at Austin, a big old kicker started skipping the beat. Go back in, I guess. I think when you accused me of see what we want to go. I think it all has something to do with this AGB stuff that's going around. Anyhow, we're doing fine. Good morning, Charlie. Good morning, Dan, and good morning, Jerry. I think I'm supposed to give it to you, Jerry. Jerry, and then Jerry, yes. And the group, Robin, good morning.
Yeah, been for a while. Good morning, PJ. It's been a while. 7 feels like 5 over S9, but nice and band was playing this morning. Good morning, Charlie. I think you said BJ getting your ticker checks, so ticket, which is good. You're upright. That's real good. Oh, man, good morning, Dan. And Dan, you know, on that comment, I'll tell you what I found out for me. Others have told me I try to full wave, and what I learned is, and what I've read, if you don't get it up full wave height, half wave will outperform it, and that's what I found. Because I think the ground has a huge amount of that 160 feet, that'd be great. I don't have anything around here like that. Oh man, it would be nice. I'd love to try something like that, but no, that will never happen in my experience because there's just money and circumstances. Both of those are against me. And but yeah, I can't wait to hear the results. And I was thinking, Kevin, you were doing the 75 for kind of a 40-meter only matching, but yeah, without tuner, I think was the deal. Yeah, there's a simple one, and boy, you can't beat a link couple matching network for. You know, if you're going to just target one band with that full wave or long bit simple, I don't know if you even know how that will input capacitor. Probably get the right terms and match it and just have it solid. It should cover a huge portion. I don't, you know, your mileage may vary on that one. Simple coil. Copper tubing and a capacitor, or two if you need it. Anyway, can't wait to hear the results. And yeah, this mystery antenna, I had it as a received antenna. Had it for several years. I just thought, let's try it for transmitting antenna since I'm not running that big power like Craig is now. I know it wouldn't handle that, especially on the end, but with this Fair 3500s, it should be fine, so we'll see. I think watching my array solution and the outgoing off the tuner of both meters, I watch that reflected to see it declines even on old buzzers and it don't. So, but I'm only running about a 300 watt carrier here, so not too shabby. And so anyway, and Craig on that. You know, I have, you know, there was a kind of a mixture of both. I don't know if he's still building those soft rocks. That guy, he's in Ohio. And, you know, that was some kind of an early version homebrew of the SDR receivers, but he had, you know, you could order to match your IM, and you could be able to listen as a filter. And then the Robert it works very well. So you can use almost the hours of the seat filter. So you have that adjustability on the fly. And, you know, it's certainly not a, you know, hardwired filter, but it still works well. The guys that told me how well that works, but I've never tried it, so I can't tell you how that does. But, you know, there's all the knobs and everything on your radio. And you can watch it on the fan adapter as well. So you might get that a lot when you talk to Robert. Some of those my favorite there. I think you'll enjoy that. So good luck with that anyway, and hopefully that'll work. And Terry, I'm going to clarify. Braking is fine. Yeah, anything. Recent, and guys down 80 meter on AM, and that's not a problem. It's the content is my problem. You know, and I've heard them, and they make fun of the guys in the South in their speech on my disc coils. You know, I haven't heard stuff like this since I was in preschool. I mean, these guys that are my age in their 60s, they're my kids. I've seen that problem. So I don't break in it because I don't want to. So hopefully, and then, you know, example of many nights, kids and somebody, you got guys on 80, 85, 90, 75, 73, so, you know, it's, I think that's what K4KY was saying, we gotta learn to get along. It's just, there's no way, and I refuse to jump inside that area, so just sort of thing, because this isn't around for years. And Tuesday night, Thursday night, the South has nights. And when I hear these guys, and I've been a ham since only 94, so I'm sort of young, but man, these guys have been in there since the 50s, 60s, and make some comments about nests don't belong in this news. You know, it's easier for 4 or 5 people to live in the 30s. And I find, once I just join in. The guys in the South, that's proper ham radio. Those are the real ham operators. Stuff needs is getting wild. I could name names. Yeah, it's a sad time. Sad state of affairs. Otherwise, it's no different. Otherwise, it's just the same mentality. And I don't attribute to the no code, because I've heard many coders, you know, just feeling angry about something and no form and everything else, and I've tracked some of them down and thought, you know, it's just a mental attitude. That's all there is to it. You know, there's just not enough bandwidth. I mean, you know, the worst connection could happen. FCC goes, okay, guys, can get along, we'll just take it away and sell it to commercial. And never have anything. That would be a fight. Over to you, Craig. I'm off that soapbox. So, you know, I just try to do. That's what I like about the STR receiver. I can trip that on out. 7584 was wonderful, but you could really do it on one side at a time. With the STR, I can do both. And I can pull in some pretty good fidelity with some pretty narrow filtering where the mechanicals get more from the STR can really clean that up, especially with EQ if you need to on input. Craig, here she comes over to you, so you know, hopefully you can talk to some of the guys and string that out. Be able to picture right up with that, so kind of modern with new, or I mean old with modern, I should say, and the best of both worlds. KB3RHR,
K9GAS in a group, KB3RHR. Good morning, Charlie. Good morning, BJ. Good signals up here, fellas. So, doing a fine job. Yeah, the snow's still bothering my shore a little bit. I don't know if it's still snow or not. I haven't even got that far yet. Well, okay, so very good. So you guys taught me a little bit about that. You know, Jerry, you know how I am, I think. You've been here, so I don't know. I hate to do that, man. I hate to drill and blast something that, you know, it is the way it was. It is the way it is, and that's almost everything in here. This is the way it is. I hate to do that kind of stuff because I don't know, but that's an external. I'll look into that. I'll ask Robert what he knows and etc. But that thing is too cherry. It's just, I would never, like, I don't think I would ever drill a hole and put a selectivity knob or something like that in it. I don't think I would do that, obviously. I don't know if you ever saw that Oh, and you saw pictures of it, but I don't think you saw it when you were here. It was in the it was in the boneyard in the closet, turned on its side. And I talked with Brian about it. Well, I don't know what night it was, but he and I talked about it, and he was like, "What's the IF in that?" 580 something megahertz. So I trust in my technician. Man, I wish he and I were closer. Of course, I wish you, Jerry, you and I were closer. Of course, I wish all of you guys were closer. Sometimes I think I need somebody to stand over behind my back and say, "You're doing it wrong. You're doing," in their Elmer voice, "You're doing it wrong." So that's all part of Elmering, and Elmering's getting tough when you guys are all spread out. So, but Brian's close enough that if it's something big, I mean, he usually handles it for me, which is not the right thing. I should be handling it because I can't learn unless I do it myself. But then comes in the time play, and you know how that goes, Jerry. Jerry knows how the schedule is here. It's hit or miss anymore now, but yes, and mostly it's when I start into a project, I get a phone call from work at 9 o'clock saying I gotta go. So, but whatever. Excuse me. I think that's going to change maybe, huh? I don't know how these. I mean, everybody gets to hear everybody work from home, man. I would love to do that. I don't know if I'm disciplined enough in my later years to work from home, but I guess if I had, my office over there, I guess if I went in the office and closed the door, I guess I could work from home, but well, I don't know. We'll see about that. Anyway, what was the other thing I was going to comment on? Oh, yeah, I mean, I concur with you and Dan both about all that above and beyond. There's a lot of old timers, just like the military, man. There's a lot of old timers that paid their dues here doing this stuff to hold standards, and I don't think those standards are met. Of course, they're not. They're not meant to be. Just tune around, especially on this band. Those standards are not held. So nobody's held high enough for those standards. And you're right, man. I hear the guys south all the time, man. We bunch of guys, BJ, Charlie. Of course, Kevin and Dan are top notch. But those guys down here are pretty cool. And a lot of fun. A lot of big hoots out of those guys. And I'm gonna not talk so much. I'm gonna go back to drinking coffee, and I forget who it goes to. Oh, it goes to Prairie, W3MMR, I think, KB3RHR.
It goes to me because I screwed up the rotation. Oh boy, yeah, sorry about that, Dan. I don't know why I thought it came to me. I was just thinking about signing my father out, and then I don't know. I just kept on going, and then I unkeyed. And you had said that you had keyed up, so I was supposed to go to you. I said, son of a gun. So my apologies there, Dan. I ended up making kind of a buzzer too. So apology sent. Anyway, yeah, everybody's signals are holding up well. Good morning to you, BJ. Been a little while since I heard you in there. Good signal up in the southeastern Pennsylvania this morning. Good band conditions here as well. Things seem to be holding up. And I think I don't know when the pre-net starts. Dan, you seem to be the one that's on top of that on Sunday mornings there. So I think, it's the net start at 6:30, I believe. I'm not sure. Or 6:45, the pre-nets, I don't know. But yeah, you're going to get it next, so you'll be the one to let me know. I'm going to make this my final, guys. I've been on since about 4 o'clock here. So I'm going to take a break for a bit and grab another cup of joe and chillax. And I've been making a recording here with my new camera. Excuse me, the QSO, so I'm going to edit that video because this camera only shoots 20 minutes of video at a time. So I got to piece it all together, and then produce the video, which takes about 2.5 hours for it to all process. And then I got to upload it to YouTube, which is going to take another 2 hours. So hopefully it'll be up around lunchtime or shortly after there. So you guys look for that later on this evening. it'll be up there. I'll probably share it to the Facebook group as well. And what was I going to say? You had mentioned, Jerry, about them guys making fun of accents down south. That drives me nuts. It drives me nuts. And because I talk with you guys every single day, and I sometimes have a little bit of an accent with some of the words I say from my time living down south, and it is kind of childish, and there's really no other way to put it there, Jerry. So it's unfortunate. I mean, I don't want to get in the middle of anything, like I say, because I'm friends with kind of both sides of the coin here, and friends with a lot of people. And I try to be friendly with everybody, and so I'm going to try to keep it that way. So I can't really control what other guys do. It's unfortunate what some people do, but there's other guys that I want to talk to that are associated. Never mind. I'm just going to get off that soapbox. Anyway, so everybody's been sounding great up here this morning. It's been fun as always. And great to hear you guys. Hope everybody has a great day. Oh, and Charlie, good morning to you. I'm sorry. I completely forgot about you, buddy. Great signal, Charlie. Coming up out of Georgia this morning. You sound fantastic, as always. And we'll say 7-3, guys. 7-3, Kevin, Dan, Charlie, BJ, Jerry, and Craig. Hope everybody has a great and beautiful and prosperous Sunday. Craig, hopefully you'll be able to clear the snow, or the snow will clear itself. Jerry, and I think you said you got some snow too, so hopefully you guys don't have to do too much shoveling nor plowing today because of it. And everybody stay safe, stay healthy, and make sure you stock up on the TP. Just kidding. We'll catch you guys later. Have a great day. Here comes Dan. KD4UMU in the group. 7-3 guys from W3MMR.
All right, very good there, Pooh. And yeah, no worries on the rotation phone call. We're guaranteed that it's going to get messed up, and we do it all the time. I've done it. Everybody's done it. So don't sweat the small stuff. We were able to get it sorted out and figured out. The main thing, just make sure we're not leaving it right by the wayside if we can keep from it there. But we're not running that longer doing our ranching session here. So that's going to happen. Well, speaking of which, looks like the Florida AM group is already got NetLogger up and running. Looks like Mr. Art, J.K. is going to be the MC of the Florida AM group this morning. So I don't know if that's the last one as well. And looks like we're going to crank up here at the bottom of the hour. So we'll kind of halfway keep it short here and get it passed on around. And Jerry talking about, sideband nets and things like that. And 100% in agreement there with you, Jerry. And I've seen nets that will actually run off the frequencies because somebody wanted to homestead that frequency in the morning. And they'd get a group of the buddies to get in there and hold it down and just raise cane and not let the net continue. And then when I asked them, why they had done that, of course, full-blown Channel 19 CB stuff prevailed. So that's just how it went. But anyway, as it turns out, what we're getting that to the local net channel, the same identical guys who had messed up 7,200. So, that's just how it went. But, that being the case, we got a VFO on the radio, right, and we're away. And found out that I did not want to get in and converse with those guys anymore, so we just don't do it. And that's not what amateur radio is for me. And when you get wrapped up in that stuff, boy, it's just terrible. So I just kind of distance myself from it. Anyway, with that, let me go ahead and send it on around. And looks like I say, the bottom of the hour, Mr. Arnold will be coming in there. So Charlie, here she comes. Big old signal up here to Shepherdsville. K4FNY in the book. K4UMU. UMU. And we've been K4FNY. Well, I'm showing here. But man, I know I've got some kind of an accident. I heard myself talking on the recording. In my professional career, when I was gameplay employed, I used that to disarm people. I was meeting, especially working with the conflict folks. It was automatically assumed that you didn't know very much because you're from the South. I had a lot of fun dealing with people like that. But anyway, that's all wrong on the band here. And everybody's got huge signals at this point. Then you pinned the meter a minute ago, so did Ken on the HQ-150. And it's been a good receiver too. This thing's been around since the 50s. It was one my dad bought. I used it as a robber. All the other batteries, that's 40. And it was pretty good system. That cable TV is correct. You've got connectors to that thing. That's good blow off coax. Building an antenna, make it 75 rolls on 150. Well, who are you, Kevin? No one keep the phone. KK4GZQ and Blue. K4FNY.
Okay, Charlie. K4FNY in the group. KK4GZQ. 73 everybody that signed out. Great to be in the group with everybody this morning, Charlie. Got a newer 250TH in here. I've got the modulators changed out. Pair of 100THs here. I'm running about 40 mil resting current on the BC614, peaking up there at about 150 mil on modulation. Plate current set at about 210 milliamperes, and this is about 300 watts of current. So anyway, I believe getting the tubes changed out. Oh, and I also got the transmitter grounded down to its own dedicated ground. Dan, it is tied in. I ran another line over and tied into the grounding on the house trailer as well. So anyway, it seems to be working lots better, Charlie. And thanks for all your guys' help in helping me get this one lined out and being able to use it on the air. It sure is a pleasure to be able to run it. Down to you, BJ. It looks like we're getting real close to the pre-net. WB4YIB with the group, KK4GZQ. Okay, Kevin, KK4GZQ, WB4YIB. Yeah, I think we're probably right on the verge. And we're through the net. 7-3's all the way around. Charlie, good to hear you having for that minute for all these, baby. But anyway, 7-3, guys. I'm going to stand by from the net. Art, if you're there, N4JK, WB4YB. I'm here. WB4YB. Still drinking my coffee, trying to wake up. Let's see, let me go back up and let's see how conditions are with Greg. How are you doing this morning? And I thought you talking about shooting some more video. Got some more gas station fried chicken videos in the works here. That's from RHR from
Yeah, good morning, Art. Wow, great signal this morning. I just come in from outside. I'd like to give you the snow report. Yeah, it looks like maybe 4 inches, but it's that wet, sticky stuff. You got to see the towers. Actually, they're beautiful. Of course, you guys would think the towers are beautiful. My neighbors down the road probably don't as much, but it's a wet, sticky snow, and all the Aggies are real heavy today. So, no new chicken videos. But although, I don't know, you guys, in my business, when things get bad, the only way we can deal with them is to joke a little bit. So, and it's twisted. It is twisted. There's no doubt about it. So, I dug out my old M17 gas mask from the Civil War when I was in the Civil War, and I wore it up to Walmart yesterday. Michelle wouldn't let me out of the truck, but I sat in the parking lot with it on, and it was just kind of funny. People were laughing and pointing and waving and the whole spiel. And then I went to the gas station and pumped gas with it on, and then went in and got some stuff inside. And man, people were very serious. I know it's serious, but you gotta laugh, because if you don't laugh, you'll drive yourself crazy. So that's what's going on up here in the north, Art. No new chicken videos. Although we do have our eyes out for some more fine gas station cuisine from the north here. I guess I should do a video of Northern gas station, what it looks like. It's hustle bustle, no fried okra. So, but I hope you enjoyed that, buddy.